He's got his tight end. It's Dawson Knox.
There is no rivalry like Brady versus Manning.
Don't let it Cleveland!
What if I told you there's a rivalry in the NFL where one quarterback absolutely dominates the other, except when it actually matters? Josh Allen versus Patrick Mahomes. Bills versus Chiefs.
Oh, the play of the year in the NFL.
On paper, it's not even close. Allen has beaten Mahomes 4 out of 5 times they've played. Buffalo owns Kansas City in the regular season. But here's the thing that'll blow your mind. Every single time these teams meet in the playoffs, when everything's on the line, when legacies are made, Mahomes turns into a completely different quarterback.
Touchdown.
And Allen? Well, Allen turns into the guy who can't get over the hump.
Pass is complete.
We're talking about the most psychologically brutal rivalry in modern NFL history, and it's happening right now. Stick around because this story gets absolutely wild. And the ending? Nobody saw it coming. Hey everyone, welcome back to Kicker Throne. If you're new here, I dive deep into the NFL stories that are happening right in front of us, but somehow nobody's talking about them properly. So I was looking at playoff brackets the other day, and I realized something crazy about Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. These two have created the weirdest rivalry dynamic I've ever seen in professional sports. In the regular season, Allen is 4-1 against Mahomes, 4-1. That's domination. Buffalo has figured out how to beat Kansas City when it doesn't matter. But in the playoffs, Allen is 0-3, 0-3, not close games either. We're talking about heartbreaking, soul-crushing defeats that have probably cost Allen years off his life.
Lowers his shoulder, he's in.
This is the story of how the regular season means absolutely nothing when you're facing a guy who was literally born to perform in January. And trust me, it gets way more brutal than you think. Let's go back to where this all started. October 19th, 2020. Bills at Chiefs, Monday Night Football. This is the first time Allen and Mahomes are facing each other as established starters. Now, Mahomes had already won a Super Bowl at this point. He was the golden boy, the face of the league, the guy who could make throws that physics said were impossible.
Kelsey, a juggle, and touchdown.
Allen was still trying to prove he wasn't a bust. The game starts, and it looks like it's going to be a typical Mahomes masterpiece. Kansas City jumps out to an early lead, and you're thinking, okay, here we go. The young gun is going to get schooled by the veteran. But then something incredible happens. Josh Allen just takes over. And I mean completely takes over. He throws for 315 yards and 3 touchdowns. But more importantly, he looks Mahomes dead in the eye and says, not today. Final score, Bills 26, Chiefs 17. But the score doesn't tell the whole story. Allen outplayed Mahomes in every single way. Better arm strength, better accuracy, better decision-making. It was like watching a changing of the guard. After the game, Allen said something that stuck with me. We came here to make a statement, and they did.
Still feel young at the heart, though. But training camp's my favorite.
The Bills weren't just another team anymore. They were legitimate contenders. But here's what nobody knew at the time. That regular season victory was about to become both a blessing and a curse for Josh Allen. Fast forward to January 24th, 2021, AFC divisional round, Bills at Chiefs. Allen's gotten his revenge in the regular season. Buffalo's confidence is sky high. And they're thinking, we've got these guys figured out. The game starts, and for a while, it looks like more of the same. Allen's throwing darts, the Bills' defense is getting pressure on Mahomes, and Buffalo takes a 9-0 lead into the second quarter. But then Mahomes does something that still gives me chills when I watch it back.
Singletary. Oh, do they have...
With 7:12 left in the second quarter, he scrambles out of the pocket, gets hit in the back of the head, and throws a 27-yard touchdown pass while literally falling down. I'm not even kidding. He threw a perfect spiral while getting concussed. That play changed everything, not just the game, but the entire rivalry. From that moment on, it was all Kansas City. Mahomes threw for 325 yards and 3 touchdowns. and the Chiefs won 38-24. But here's what really got me about this game. Allen played well, really well. 287 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. In most games, that performance wins you a playoff game. But against Mahomes in January, it gets you sent home with a pat on the head and maybe next year.
Looking to the refs.
After the game, you could see something change in Allen's eyes. The confidence was still there, but there was something else too. A seed of doubt that hadn't been there before. January 23rd, 2022, AFC Divisional Round, Arrowhead Stadium. If you're an NFL fan, you know what's coming. If you're not, buckle up because we're about to talk about one of the greatest games in football history.
Pressure. Allen backpedals and now...
The Bills come into this game different. They'd gone 11-6 in the regular season. Allen had thrown for over 4,400 yards. And most importantly, they'd beaten the Chiefs again in the regular season earlier that year.
Here's Singletary right side on 2nd and 5.
Buffalo was ready. The game starts, and it's immediately clear this is going to be special.
Pass is caught. That's Robinson.
Both quarterbacks are playing at a level that most people will never see in their lifetimes. Allen throws for 329 yards and 4 touchdowns. Mahomes throws for 378 yards and 3 touchdowns. But here's where it gets absolutely insane. With 1:54 left in the game, the Bills take a 29-26 lead on a Gabriel Davis touchdown.
It just is impossible.
Davis caught 8 passes for 201 yards that day, including 4 touchdowns. 4 touchdowns! Allen's in the huddle, looking at his teammates, and you can see it in his face. This is it. This is the moment. He's finally going to beat Mahomes when it matters. Mahomes gets the ball back with 1:54 on the clock. No timeouts. 75 yards to go. And what happens next is why some people think Patrick Mahomes might not be human.
And lose on a field goal. Now with that conversion.
13 seconds. That's how much time was left when Mahomes got the ball for the final drive. 13 seconds to go, 44 yards, and tie the game. He completes a 19-yard pass to Tyreek Hill. Timeout. 8 seconds left. He completes a 25-yard pass to Travis Kelce. Timeout. 3 seconds left. Harrison Butker kicks a 49-yard field goal to tie the game. Overtime. And in overtime, Chiefs win the coin toss. Mahomes throws a touchdown to Kelce on the first possession, and the Bills don't even get to touch the ball. Final score, Chiefs 42, Bills 36. But that doesn't tell you how devastating this was for Buffalo.
Buffalo doesn't win this game. They're going to rue the fact that
they'd outplayed Kansas City for 59 minutes and 47 seconds. And it didn't matter. After that game, something broke inside Josh Allen.
I'm going to go back and reevaluate that situation. 244 yards in 2 plays. Oh.
Not physically. He was still throwing for 4,000 plus yards and 35 plus touchdowns every season. But mentally, Mahomes was living rent-free in his head. The crazy thing is, Allen kept beating Mahomes in the regular season. 2022, Bills 24, Chiefs 20. 2024, Bills 30, Chiefs 21, ending Kansas City's perfect season, by the way.
Look at this trickery. They get it to Worthy, the speedster.
But every time someone brought up the playoffs, you could see it in Allen's face. The doubt, the what if, the knowledge that no matter how well he played in October, November, December, there was a good chance he'd be going home in January. And then came January 21st, 2024, AFC Championship game, Bills at Chiefs, Allen's third chance to beat Mahomes in the playoffs. This time, Allen comes out guns blazing. He throws for 186 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first half alone.
Able to slip through a tackle, and Samuel's down to about the 2-yard line.
The Bills take a 16-14 lead into halftime, and for the first time in years, Buffalo fans are thinking this might actually be it. But then the second half happens. And Mahomes just does Mahomes things. He throws for 215 yards and 2 touchdowns after halftime, including a game-sealing touchdown to Travis Kelce with 2:03 left. Final score, Chiefs 32, Bills 29. And just like that, Allen's 0-3 against Mahomes in the playoffs. Not 0-1, not 0-2, but 0-3. 3 chances, 3 heartbreaks. Here's what makes this rivalry so brutal for Allen. It's not that he's playing badly in these playoff games. His playoff stats against the Chiefs are actually pretty good. 64% completion rate, 267 yards per game, 2.3 touchdowns per game. Those are winning numbers against almost any other team.
No problem handing the ball to running back.
2nd and 6.
But against Mahomes, they're not enough, because Mahomes in the playoffs is literally a different human being. In their 3 playoff meetings, Mahomes has completed 70% of his passes for an average of 318 yards and 2.7 touchdowns per game. He's not just beating Allen, he's outperforming him when the lights are brightest. And you can see it affecting Allen. In press conferences, when someone asks about Kansas City, there's this split second where his shoulders drop just a little bit.
It's like 14,000 feet up in the air.
Okay.
So high elevation, it was freezing, and you're above the clouds, so it's pretty special.
This tiny moment where the weight of those 3 losses hits him. But here's the thing about Josh Allen that I really respect. He never makes excuses, never blames the refs, never says they got lucky. He just says, we have to be better, and gets back to work. That's the mark of a champion. The problem is, sometimes being a champion isn't enough when you're facing a dynasty.
Reliable to the 21-yard line.
So here we are in 2025, and guess what? The Bills and Chiefs are probably going to meet in the playoffs again.
Goes on the run, and he's got word.
Allen's still dominating the regular season, Mahomes is still Mahomes, and the cycle continues. But here's the crazy thing. Allen just handed the Chiefs their first loss of the 2024 season, beating them 30-21 and ending their 15-game winning streak.
Down of the game as he connects with.
The man looked absolutely unstoppable. And maybe, just maybe, that's the game that changes everything. Maybe that's the moment where Allen finally realizes he doesn't have to be perfect to beat Mahomes. He just has to be Josh Allen. Because here's the truth about this rivalry. It's not over, not even close. Allen's 28 years old, Mahomes is 29. We could be watching these 2 battle for the next decade. The question isn't whether Allen will ever beat Mahomes in the playoffs. The question is, when it finally happens, will anyone be surprised? Or will we all just nod and say, it was about time? What do you think? Is this Allen's year to finally get over the hump? Or is Mahomes just built different in January? Let me know in the comments. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this dive into the most fascinating rivalry in football right now. And subscribe because I've got way more stories like this coming. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.